You are an artist. You get out your paints, laying them all out before you. You first grab the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. You give them their own distinct places on your palette. As an artist, you keep your paints in neat, straight lines. As always, organization plays a major role. You don't just blend random colors. You have an idea, and you choose the color that best fits that idea. Only then will you be able to choose a color and its place on your canvas. The same concept could be said of race. We see color, and we could choose a select few as our ideal. But doing so, we could be missing out on a world of possibilities because we don't take the time to look closer. When we do look closer, we see that the girl with incredibly dark, chocolatey skin aspires to be a writer. Or the boy who looks just like Carmel wants to become a chief executive officer. You won't ever see if you don't take the time to look beyond the color. In art, in order to create an amazing piece, your mind needs to be focused on your work. Discover what's best for your piece, and then forget others' opinions about it. People will always want to try to tell you the right thing to paint, the right colors to use, or the right brand of brushes. Focusing on what you're doing and on what you want will help solidify your ideas in your mind. Those outside voices and opinions won't matter as much as yours because you will know what's best. You know because it's inside of you. In terms of race, society is that major outside voice. It constantly tries to tell us what color is best, where we should be, and where we should go. Focusing on our own goals and on our potential will help block out society's voice. Black people have this bubble they're fit into. That bubble is an expectation of who we are and what we're supposed to be. Get rid of that bubble, and don't give it an opportunity to creep back onto you. Focusing on your goals, your potential, and how far you've come will prevent that bubble from reattaching. Don't stay in your bubble. Break free from it. The life of an artist isn't always as simple as an idea coming to you and immediately executing it onto your canvas. Getting an idea for a piece takes time and effort. And then when you finally get an idea, you may not know exactly how you want to execute it. That is why there are examples of those who came before us to look back to for inspiration. If you're more of a still life artist, you may look to the work of Van Gogh or Picasso. But if you're more of an abstract artist, you may focus your attention on Pollock or O'Keeffe. Likewise, in terms of race, there are examples to look back to before us for inspiration. When you're Black, it's easy to put yourself into a mental rut. Whether you didn't get the job you wanted or the grade you believe you deserved, it can all have an effect on your mental opinion of yourself. But looking at those before us will help prevent that from occurring. Think of Madam C.J. Walker, who was one of the first African-American women to become a self-made millionaire. What about Thurgood Marshall, who became the first Black U.S. Supreme Court Justice? And there's really no need to even look that far back. Think of Beyoncé, who's definitely one of the largest influences in pop music today. And let's not forget the first Black president, Barack Obama. Remembering these, as well as many others, will help you to continue in your passion because it is achievable. As an artist, you know that any truly wonderful painting cannot contain only one color. A mixture of a variety of colors gives a painting shape, dimension, and meaning. But as you continue painting many pieces, a pattern occurs. There are some colors you prefer to use frequently, and others you use minimally. That pattern of color is dominant in our world today. As a person, you don't want to be the color used minimally. You don't want to be tossed aside while you're just as great as any other color. But that is the reality of hundreds of millions of Black people around the world. That pattern of not being used, of not being valued, we can't let continue. Think of all the people passed by without a second glance, just because they were Black. Imagine where we would be if someone had stopped and given them the opportunity. In art, over the course of time, certain colors have developed certain connotations. The connotations of color directly affect how each color is seen. So when creating a piece, you may prefer to use certain colors. A painting about love will likely include various shades of red. A painting about nature will likely include green and blue hues. The color Black typically has a negative connotation. Sadly, that carries over into the real world, affecting how we see Black people. Now imagine this. Two identical back alleys are before you. In both alleys, there is a tall, muscular man wearing all black. The only difference is that one of the men is white and the other is black. Which of the men are you more afraid of? You are likely cautious of both men, but you may be even more cautious of the black man. You aren't alone in this thought. Studies show that people are more afraid of black people than any other race. The connotation of skin color began with the European exploration of the rest of the world. When the Europeans discovered the existence of the Africans, they immediately formed ethnocentric ideas of them. Those one-sided ideas translated how colors have been used artistically. The connotation of color isn't something you can easily get rid of. The symbolism associated with color dates back thousands of years and is evident in old artwork. Some of those assumptions still resonate today. Black people are associated with words such as poor, hoodlum, uneducated, and many other negative words. These connotations have been around for generations, ingrained into generations of people. These connotations have been around for so long that black people think of it within themselves. Having the idea that you can be no more than a stereotype is no way to live. Yet, that is the way many black people feel that is how they are supposed to live. The notion that all black people love watermelon or fried chicken are some of the smallest stereotypes. But it doesn't just stop there. Black people take advantage of welfare. Black women are curvy. Black men are 6 feet tall basketball players. Black people have extreme anger issues. The most valuable possession of a black person are their shoes, and the list goes on. We shouldn't allow ourselves to get into our own heads. Sometimes we forget that we get to choose our own paths. When it feels like the entire world is against you, don't help by becoming your own worst enemy. That is why the fight of black against black needs to stop. We shouldn't succumb to the stereotypes, even within our own race. Lighter-skinned blacks aren't necessarily prettier, better, or smarter than darker-skinned blacks. The kinkiness of 4C hair does not make it any less desirable than long corkscrew curls. We all have this beauty that we are blessed with, so we should be celebrating it in each other instead of trying to tear each other down. It doesn't matter if you're caramel, mocha, dark chocolate, or somewhere in between. We, as a community, must love the entire spectrum of black so that others can be able to love it too. As an artist, you may have certain preferences, whether it's a brand of brushes, paints, or an artistic style. Yet, it is imperative for you as an artist to be well-rounded. Using different colors, styles, and brushes will establish your credibility. Your opinion will be treated with increased respect because you will know what's best for a piece because you've been exposed to the various ways a piece could have been executed. You can't do this by staying in the bubble of what you're used to. You can only see true potential, true beauty, if you surround and immerse yourself in it. You can't accurately learn about a person based off assumptions. A person is not interchangeable with their race. This thinking will only hinder you as growing as a person and meeting new people. Surrounding yourself with different people will alter your preferences and make you a more open-minded person. Only then will you notice that you're surrounded by constant beauty. One universal aspect of being an artist is having opposition. When you face opposition, you can feel as though you've truly made your mark on the art world. There will be people who won't appreciate your art because it's not what they'd like you to create. They will nitpick at the smallest of details, such as the colors used, the texture created, or even the overall meaning of the piece. This should deepen your conviction in your art. Criticism of art should be taken into account, but you should always stick by your art. As a Black person, people frequently have something to say about what we do, whether it's good or bad. Growth comes with taking constructive criticism, but know the difference between constructive criticism and blatant bullying. Keep doing what you believe, because if there is harsh opposition, chance is it's the best thing you're doing at the moment. Remember, someone will come along who will see the beauty in what you're doing, so don't give up. Becoming an artist is not easy, let alone a good artist. So you know how far you've had to come in your artistic ability. Always know the worth of your art and your artistic ability, so you'll never allow it to be pushed into the background. Find ways to make your art shine, to stand out. You weren't just handed your current position in life. As a Black person, to get somewhere takes dedication and a lot of hard work. Don't let someone take the value of your accomplishments because of your skin color. You, Black and all, are amazing. So never allow yourself to be pushed into the background. Never let your shine fade. An artist's work is never done. Artists get the amazing ability to see the little things. You get to see the beauty in everything. You use what you see and reflect it in your paintings. That is how masterpieces are created. You take all your artistic knowledge and all your artistic fervor and you let it all out on your canvas, using different colors, brushes, and textures, and soon your painting takes shape. And when you're done, you sit back and smile. You created this. This is a reflection of you. Notice that beauty. It's not just here or there, it's everywhere. Notice the things that typically go unseen. Only then will you be free enough to notice, to create, to be something magical. Remember that you are the artist. Explore the range of color. Mix up those colors. Break those color barriers and see that every color has its worth. Only then will you be able to create something new, to create something brilliant, to create something breathtakingly beautiful.